Hello and welcome to the official launch of the latest installment of Innerve Summer of Code, proudly presented by Innerve, IGDTUW's annual Tech Fest. We are deeply honored to have each and every one of you join us for the grand inauguration of our Innerve's open source contribution project, a fortnight of contributing to various cutting edge projects across four domains: UI UX, AIML, web development, and app development. Inov Summer of Code, or ISOC, is an exciting initiative that brings together aspiring tech enthusiasts to make meaningful contributions. But what exactly is ISOC all about? To guide us through this, please welcome Akanksha, the core of Inov's web development team. The stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Prasha. I'll just share my screen for the guidelines. Okay. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes,
Is it, Prasha?
yes.
Cool. So, good evening to our viewers and all the tech enthusiasts who have joined us today. My name is Akanksha, and as Prisha said, I'm the WebD core of Innerve this year. So, I'm here to introduce you to an exciting and innovative program that has been gaining recognition these days in the field of open source development. It's my pleasure to present you the Innerve Summer of Code. So before diving into the rules and guidelines about what you have to do in ISOC, let's first know what ISOC is all about. So, Summer of Code is a remarkable initiative held annually under the banner of the prestigious Technical Fest of IGDTUW, Innerve. The participants are offered the opportunity to dive into the world of open source software development. They are provided with base projects, and their challenge is to individually modify and enhance these projects and resolve issues and push the boundaries of their functionality. The program is designed to encourage innovation, creativity, and technical prowess with the ultimate goal of submitting refined products for evaluation and, of course, earning well deserved recognition and rewards. Now let's take a closer look at the roadmap of Innerve Summer of Code, guiding you through all the steps. So the first and foremost step is the registration, which is obviously very important, without which you cannot be a participant of Innerve Summer of Code. So the registration form can be found on Innerve's Instagram handle. Also, you should know that it is already live and we have started getting the registrations. So if you haven't registered yet, I urge you to do so promptly. The next step comes is selecting the base project. Once registered, participants are encouraged to select a base project from the repositories provided on the Innerve Summer of Code GitHub handle. In fact, you can choose more than one base project to work on, giving you ample room to explore your interests and skills. Now comes the heart of the program, contributing. Dive into your selected projects by reading through the issues provided to you and cloning the repositories, and most importantly, start enhancing them with your unique creativity. This phase is where your technical prowess and problem solving skills will shine. After that, there is submission and the result steps, in which you guys have to submit the final product that you have created from the issues you have received. So make sure to carefully follow the instructions provided in the repository's readme file. Proper submission is a very crucial step for the evaluation. After that, results will be announced on Innov's Instagram handle. So make sure you guys follow that and stay tuned for the results after your contribution and the submission period ends. So this is the timeline that I stated in my prior slides. As stated, registrations have already started from 16th of September, and the contribution period will start from 20th of September. The participants will get an email from Innerve Summer of Code in which you will get the Discord server links and the project links as well. There will be AMA and doubt session in between the whole contribution period. You can start submitting your products by 26th of September, and the submission will end on the 2nd of October, which will also mark as the end of the Innerve Summer of Code. As stated consecutively, the results will be announced on 7th of October. After that, these are the tracks that will be there in the ISOC this year. These are very beginner friendly and yet competitive at the same time. There is one AIML project, and 6 web development projects, among which 5 are FastN projects. We also have one app development and 2 UI UX projects. So there is a track for each and every one of you. So please participate in our Summer of Code. You will thoroughly enjoy it. Okay, the most exciting part of the whole program, prizes. So ISOC boasts a total prize pool of 25,000 rupees. The top two participants, along with the special fast and track winner, will share in these rewards. Additionally, the top 15 participants will also receive special swag kits from Fasting team. On top of that, all participants of Innerve Summer of Code will receive well-deserved e-certificates for their active participation in this event. So not only will you have the chance to win valuable prizes, but you'll also have a certificate to showcase your achievement in Enough Summer of Code. Lastly, these are the few points that needs to be that you guys need to take care upon. All the communication with the organizing team will be taking place on the Discord server exclusively. As stated, you'll get the Discord server link once you have registered on Innerve Summer of Code. Each project track will have a dedicated mentor. If you have any questions or need guidance, remember to tag your mentors for assistance. Your contribution and activities on Discord will also be taken into consideration during the evaluation process. Winners will be declared collectively for all the tracks. In conclusion, I would like to say that ISOC is not just a coding competition. It is a journey of learning, creativity, and innovation. It is an opportunity to make your mark in the open source community and be rewarded for your efforts. So I encourage each and every one of you to register, contribute passionately, and submit your creations. Together, let's make this year's Innerve Summer of Code the most remarkable one yet. Thank you, everyone, and best of luck to all the participants. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Dee. With our knowledge well equipped for ISOC, we are all set to venture into the realm of innovative problem solving. Now, let's dive into the world of effectively and and contributing effectively and fully engaging. We need to do. We need to be able to master our tools at our disposal. To lead us through this, we have Nitya Pasrija, to give us a hands-on session on Git and GitHub. She is the winner of NetApp Women Innovathon Mentorship, the open source lead of GDSC, and an outreach intern at Palisadoes. The stage is all yours.
Thanks, Prisha, for having me. So, first of all, I would like to thank everyone for having me here. And let's delve into the realm of Git and GitHub. All right. So, Git and GitHub. So often people are confused that what is Git and GitHub, and maybe they are the same thing. But let's bust the myth. Git and GitHub are two very different things. So, what is Git then? Git, in short, is a version control system. A version control system are different softwares that track to manage changes in the GitHub, changes in the source code. They are helpful for collaboration, and basically they track and manage changes to source code files, other files, and maintain a historical record of all the changes that are there. A few benefits of VCS are as follows. It keeps the logs of changes, comparison with previous versions of work. So let's say if one of your friend Ria suddenly says that, oh, we are having a variable, say let's say a equals 0, I would change it to a equals to 1. You can track that change with her. Working on different features branches at the same time. Say you need a new sidebar or maybe a nav bar, but you are unwilling to risk your side's credibility, or maybe are fearing that the code might break. Don't worry. You can create a new branch to fix these changes and test them while on the go. It also allows rolling back to previous versions. In some cases, often it is the thing that developers, most than majorly instead of coding, they're out debugging codes. So yeah, you can roll back to the previous versions to check what made the code break. And of course, tracking ownership of all the constituent codes. So here is the difference: Git versus GitHub. Git, it is installed and maintained in your local repository system rather than the cloud. It is a high quality version control system. And of course, it is the industry standard for its speed and flexibility. The one thing that sets Git apart is its branching model, because yes, there are multiple VCS systems that you may not have heard of. A few examples would be Perforas, Mercurial, and Subversion. And coming back to GitHub, GitHub is designed as a Git repository hosting service. So all your repositories would be hosted on GitHub for everyone around the world to see the code you are building. It is exclusively cloud based. So even if you're thinking that maybe your iCloud ran off or Google Drive ended, don't worry. As long as you have GitHub, you can even host your photos and all of that. And trust me, there are private repositories that developers use sometimes. You can share your code, giving others the power to make revisions or edits. Because coding is fun, but collaborative is just a bliss. Now let's come to configuration. So first you installed Git and then you installed VS Code. But now what? Well, you open your Git bash terminal, because let me tell you, there are three different types of Git terminals. So open Git bash and let's start with the config process. The config process has two commands: git config global username, which is the username you are using while creating the GitHub account. In this case, I have written ABCXYZ because let's just be honest, we don't know. And then we come to git config global user.email. So here you insert your email ID, which you have used for signing up to GitHub. Once this is done, you can also refer to gitscm.com. Gitscm.com is basically your technical documentation for all things Git and GitHub. The global keyword here is very essential, and note that you do not add a space bar between the two minus signs and global, because it is a single terminology that helps Git to track your ownership while you're creating changes. Next is step 2, git clone. Now that you have configured your changes and your email IDs and your usernames, let's start with having the repositories on your local system. Git clone is the way to go. We write the command git clone and URL of the repository. It generates the copy of the repository locally. In case you are working on a repository that is not your own, let's say in the example of Innerve Summer of Code, you would be using repositories that are not created by you. So you would first refer to git fork. So you will create a fork of it, and then you will clone the fork of that system onto your GitHub repository. Because GitHub, as you know, will have various set of authorized permissions that you might not as a user have, because this is for the sake of security. So as you can see the note, a clone is a copy of a repository, whereas the fork is a copy of a created repository of someone else's repository. Step 3, git add. Now you have changed a couple of files, and you are proud of the changes that you have done. You have deployed and you have tested. But what now? You add them to the staging area. Now staging area is nothing but maybe, let's say, a backstage of the StreamYard file. Okay, so if you are on StreamYard, you know that you are on the camera but you're not on the stage. So staging area is basically having you put your GitHub files that are changed and ready to be pushed into the main repository with the code. You put them in a separate area ready to be pushed into production. So a command like git add xyz.txt will push that file xyz.txt into the staging area. But if you are on the go, just do git add star, which will add all of the files, which include your addition, deletion, and modification all into the staging area in one go. And finally, git commit. Git commit is nothing but control S equivalent on your local repository. But note, these changes will only be to your local repository or the fork you created. Okay? So if you are doing something on Word and make changes, so you often do a control S command. This is that equivalent. Git commit also comes with a message. So these messages are of course something that you need for tracking when you go for git logs, which will track and help who wrote which commands where. So this commit basically the files get now transferred from the staging area to your repository on the cloud, but not on the main repository. Please note that this is all on your local repositories or the fork you created. And finally, the PR. The first ever pull request is, of course, everyone's dream, and Git push is the way to go. Git push automatically makes your code visible to everyone. It creates a PR, which will then be looked up by the repository owners or maintainers or reviewers to check and then merge your PRs. So now you're all set to take on the challenges thrown your way. Good luck. And let's now see a quick run of all of this. So as you can see here, this is the local repository and this is the remote repository. So if we say that remote repository is the Innerve's, let's say, Flutter repository, and this is your local repository. So in the working tree, when you create changes to, let's say, a README file, git add will put it into a staging area. Git commit will merge your changes to a local branch, and git push will create a PR to finally your remote repository. But do note, whenever you create git commit or git add, always create a git pull command first, so that if there are other changes that might have been pushed later on, you do not get conflicts later out. So let's revise. First of all, we create a clone. Second, we do git add. Always do git add. And then we create a commit in the local repository. And finally, the git push command. Now let's see this all in the live demo. Here I created a repository which is demo for Innerve, and whenever you're creating a fork, you can see that this is an option here. I can't exactly create my own fork for the repository, but whenever you see the Innerve's repositories there, you would be clicking on this, and then when this screen opens up, you would go to code and click on this link here to copy it. This is the same as the repository URL here. And then, as I mentioned, there are 3 types of Git. So we have Bash, GUI, and CMD. You always have to go for Bash. Now we go here and we do a CD desktop. Okay. So CD desktop. Okay. Now you can see that these are the couple of files that are on my desktop, and we create a folder, or rather let's just go straight for the clone. Git clone. Now it is cloning. Okay, I added another. Okay. So here is the file now. As you can see, the file would be here, which is this one. Now we open this with a VS Code. So now we have a README, which is as same as this one, right? So what now? Well, first of all, of course, we create changes. So let's say I make some changes here. Let's say this is our first change. And as you can see, the second I do this, we have something going on here. Okay, so this is the basically version control system that is acting up now. We go back here and open our terminal. Let's go with a git add star because, and let's see this. So let me do this again. Okay, so this is the changes and this is the stage changes. So when I do a git add star or git add readme.md, the stage changes would come up here. If I go undo this, so again it is in the changes section, and if I run this command again, it would again go back to the stage changes. Okay, so this is what we were talking about later on. Once this is done, what do we do next? Of course, git commit. And as you can see, the first change was there, and you can see one file was changed and 4 insertions were there. Okay, and now if we go here and reload it, yeah, okay, so now you can see that this is our first change was reflected. But this was not the last step. You will have to do a git pull as well, but because this is my local repository, I do not have to do that because I have the ownership rights here. So be very careful by doing this. Other than that, let's go over a no code option. Yeah, so how do we go about that? Can we use GitHub's feature to make use of GitHub Dev? Yes, absolutely. We wrote so many commands: git add, git commit, git clone, and so much more. And you would be doing a lot of more, trust me. You would be doing git checkout, git log, git reset, and it just keeps on going. But don't we all need a no code option? So the no code options would have pros and cons, of course. It is not recommended to use it while testing code as there would be no live deployment. Okay, but at the same side, the pros would be if you have some typo errors while pushing, or maybe you have to upload a few files such as an image or PDFs, you can go for the no code options. So now let's create not only PRs but also commits directly. So for those of you who are using Windows, just click a dot, okay, and github.dev would automatically activate. Okay, so this is a very VS Code like system here. And now let's create a new file. Let's say abc.md. Markdown files are basically just code files like the readme.md, so that is fine. HTML files are the code ones. Let's say this is a new change without having to write any of the GitHub code lines in terminals. Okay, and now we go here, and as you can see, this is reflecting in the change. We just click on this plus icon here, and now it is in the stage changes. We write a message and say new file added, and of course we have commit and push. Once this is done, you will see that this file is now here. So if you go back to github.com, you can see that abc.md was created. Okay, but now if someone also changes in the Innerve repositories and you have to collaborate, so you will first have to do a git pull here. So git pull, see, one file changed and one inserted. So abc.md was updated here, and it will be reflecting in your local repositories as well. So do note this, and yeah, I guess you're all ready to have fun and collaborate with everyone. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dee. I can feel the excitement in our audience as we are eagerly anticipating the opportunity to participate and share our brilliant ideas. Now, let's dive into the exciting world of FastN, the beginner-friendly full-stack framework designed to simplify web development. Leading us through this is Nishant Jain, a final year student who is currently a DevRel intern or a developer relations intern at FastN and is deeply passionate about open source APIs. So the stage is all yours.
Yeah, thank you, Prisha, and thank you, Nitya, for presenting Git and GitHub so wonderfully. So yeah, I'll share my screen. And before that, hey everyone, how's everyone doing in the chat? I see a lot of people joining in. I hope you're doing well. Just a minute, presenting my screen. All right, I hope it's visible now. Yeah. All right. So hello and a very good evening to everyone present in the chat. So welcome to the Fast and Inner Summer of Code, and I'm here to explain you FastN and how FastN is there to revolutionize your journey towards coding and development. So I'm Nishant. I am currently working as a DevRel engineer in fifth try, and with that, I have also worked in front Bullseye as a front end engineer, and I am a fellowship finalist and a community manager at Hackers. So if you want to connect with me, here are all my socials, and you can simply scan the QR code to you follow me on the Twitter. You can simply take a screenshot for now, and I hope you can connect with me anytime. And if you have any questions, just reach out to me. And please join our Discord server for the FastN stack. As you can see, we have all the social media platforms listed over here. Please make sure to take a screenshot and join our Discord server for an exciting announcement as well. So what is the agenda of this particular session? So we are going to discuss like introduction that is done, and what is FastN, overview to the FastN components, installation and build projects, and deployment. So for you guys, we have an exciting announcement as well. There's a social media contest, so make sure you are focused towards this session, and make sure to tag FastN stack. Write you can write a Twitter thread or post it on LinkedIn or any other social media platform, and use hashtags like FastN, FastN Innerve, and FastN Curious. You can again take a screenshot of this and make sure you post everything that you have learned throughout this session. Now moving towards language and framework. So what's the difference between these two things, right? So language itself is a set of syntaxes and rules which are building blocks of the programming languages, and it is a command set that is used for the instruction in a software. And what are frameworks? So frameworks are built on like top of languages, so it is used to enhance the flow and are dynamic, allowing them to be used when needed. So I'll be starting with the very basics. So I suppose you guys should be writing in the chat like how does a website work, right? I'm going to explain that. So there are three building blocks of the basic blocks of the website, which are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So as you can see over here on the screen, so HTML itself is the structure, whereas CSS is the style that you're going to give to the structure, and JS is the services that are offered. To simplify it more even, like I'll give you an example. So suppose this is my body, right? So my body is the basic structure, and my clothes are the decoration, which is CSS. That's how I style myself. And after that we have JS. like if I move my hand, this is a function that I'm performing via JS. So this basic blocks are then rendered into web pages, websites, and web apps. And then this web pages are then sent to the servers, and then these are proceeded towards the web browsers. So as you can see, this is the basic layout on how a website works, and we have different terms down here. First is API, application and programming interface, libraries and framework, integrated development environment, IDE, and document object model. So let's understand what is API. So API acts as a bridge between a backend application and in your app. So suppose I'll explain this you via example. So suppose if you want to integrate Google Maps into your application, right? So there are two methods. First is to collect data, or if you want to, you can create the map from scratch by yourself, which will require lots and lots of effort and data sets. And another way is simply by calling API. So you can use Google Maps API and integrate simply to your app. It will provide you with everything from the data set and everything, so you don't need a local machine to save it all on your server. That will be on their server. You can simply use it via a API. Now here comes libraries and framework. So libraries is a collection of pre-written code, and as you can see, framework is a ready-made structure where you can you can work on your app via programming language, which simplifies it even more easily. So now there comes IDE. So there are various IDE. You can list them out in the chat right now. It could be VS Code, PyCharm, and many more. All right. It is used to write, test, debug code, and much more. And there comes the DOM. It is way to represent and interact with the HTML. So now you have learned about the basics, and now that you must first I would like everyone to write in the chat who knows about FastN, who have heard about FastN. So the creator of the FastN is Amit Upadhyay. He's founder and CEO of Fifth Try, and he has worked in Browser Stack and Echo. So here are all the social media links, so you can connect with Amityu and he'll guide you through everything. If you need any help, or you can just simply schedule a call with him anytime you need. So yeah, here's the QR code for that as well. You can take a screenshot. All right. Now what is FastN? So FastN is a user-friendly programming language, and what it does is it helps you creating interfaces and content-centric websites. It is all-in-one web framework. It provides CMS and IDE, and it also compiles FTD to HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So basically, as I explained it to you, right? Like the basic website works on HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So what FastN does is it compiles all the packages into HTML, CSS, and JavaScript bundles, and then serve it to the website. So this is how FastN works, and here we have another exciting announcement for you guys. We have the most active attendee on Discord server award. So whoever is active in the Discord server, in the Innerve SOC channel, as you can see, Summer of Code channel, I'll show it to you right away. So if you join the FastN server, FastN Discord server, you'll see hashtag Innerve Summer of Code channel right over there in the Discord server. Yeah, as you can see, it's right over there in the just a minute. Yeah, it's right over there in the FastN events. It's listed over there, so you can simply come over here and say hi, or just simply type in anything that you want and discuss about the problems that you are facing while building in FastN, or any other issues that you face. We are here to solve that. And you can take a screenshot of this as well. Now, what is Markdown, right? Any guesses in the chat? If anyone knows, they can simply see it right now. I can't see the chat though. So another DevRel from our team, Ayush Soni, is there, so he'll be interacting with you in the chat. So Markdown is a lightweight markup language. So HTML itself, like hypertext markup language, it's a markup language, and on the top of that we have Markdown language. So it is Markdown language is used for formatting plain text documents with simple syntax. So as you can see, here's a simple example for the MD format. So as you can see how simple it is to understand this whole language framework, this whole language, right? Like it's even a non-tech guy can read about it, like and can tell what is going on here. So we have a header one. So a header one is displayed in the browser. We have markdown, like the basic description, that is also there. Italics, bold, we have asterisks for that. And after that we have, if you want to create a list, we have bullet points that is represented via dash. So again there are some mathematical equations. You can write formula, that is for advanced mathematicians if they want to write it some here, and they can simply code it via this formula. And you can even put a footnotes over here by placing the syntax. So this is very simple to understand, and FastN itself works on this markdown format. So you will have no problem creating sites and documents via FastN, because it will be very simple to understand, and even a non-tech guy can code in it and can understand the language within like 2 hours and start his development journey. All right, so getting started with FastN. So why use FastN for your next front end? Data modeling, kernel components, built-in variables, events, built-in functions, creating FastN packages, best practices. This is all that we are going to discuss right now. So please follow along with me. So if you want to simply, if you go to fastn.com, you will see this wonderful website which is built using FastN itself. So if you go to get started over here, you'll see all the steps to deploy your app and create a quick app with FastN. And also I'll be showing you the installation, and we will be creating a hello world program with FastN. So if you want to build an application quickly, so here are the steps for that. So you can browse through our design templates, which is our on, like, the featured templates page. So here, as you can see, we have documentation sites, landing pages, blog templates, portfolio, personal sites, and resumes. So you can simply browse all the templates, and whatever is required, if you're building a portfolio, you can choose from there. And after choosing your template, you can access the user manual, which is there on the learn page as well, and the user manual will be in the doc site itself. So after that you can customize your template. So suppose you have like you have chosen the template. Now you need to make it custom, or like build something that is not there in the template. So you can build it, and after that you can simply deploy your website. I'll be giving you a hands-on detail go through for this as well. Now that we have learned like how to build an application quickly with FastN, now you can simply go to various sections throughout the documents. So if we go to learn, so as you can see, there's the steps written for installing the FastN that we will be doing in a while. And after that we have expander crash course as well, and we also have docs section. So if you go over here, you'll find every single thing, whether it's data modeling, kernel components, or whether it's commenting your code, attributes, and everything. So I'll be going one by one through this. So if what is like going with the data modeling first. So in data modeling we have variables. All right, so if you want to declare a variable, so in FastN it's very simple to do so. You have to simply give 2 dashes, and after that write integer, your variable name, and the value that you can assign to it. And after that we have immutable. So like as you can see, there are different types of example. So if you want to have a immutable variable, so like FastN provides all this thing. Like if you want to have mutable or immutable, those options are there. You can go through this doc. Since we have limited time, I'll be giving you just an overview about this. And if you want to refer about like another variable, if you want to give a value and then change it via using another variable or access it, so FastN provides with all the options. So it's a simply a next billion programmers we want there to be in the FastN team. And clone the value of variable, updating a variable, you can rate all these things and the documentations itself. Now we have the built-in types. For the built-in types we have primitive types, derived types, whereas in primitive type we have boolean, integer, decimal, string, caption, and in the derived types we have various properties. So going through the primitive types, we have boolean. So suppose if like to write the statements, if you have to say okay, like if there is Monday, like if it's Monday, the statement should be true. So for that we use boolean type and like the condition name and then true. It is very simple to understand. So FastN would be very easy for you guys to learn. And then we have integer, like we can assign the values to it, again variable name and its value, and like the simple type, decimal, string, multi-line string. Here's how you can type in a multi-line string. No need to hassle about like a new line character or anything. Just simply type dash dash string and your variable name, that should be message, and just you can write a multi-line comment directly. It's very easy to do so. And after that we have caption. So caption is a special type and it is an alias for string. So if you can see, if you want to have a record of a person, so you can give it the type and then the value, like the variable name, it could be person, and the caption and its name. So suppose we have a person like Amityu, and the caption name should be like around like Amit Upadhyay, so it should display accordingly. Then we have body. So these are all the built-in types. Now we'll be moving towards the kernel components. So kernel components are very useful to learn, and it is the basic building blocks of FastN as well. So if you want to just simply want to have hello world program, so it can be written in simple 2 lines. So first you'll have to write ftd.text for hello world, and then you'll have to import the ftd as well. What's the same. And there are a lot of kernel components in the FastN. So suppose if you want to list something in a column, so we have ftd.column, and so to start a container or a component, you can simply type in ftd.column, and to end it you can end it as well via like and semicolon and then like ftd.column. So to write in a column, I'll give you a very good example. So suppose if we have ftd then column space fixed, we have given a space, and then we have given two text within the column, which is ftd.text hello, ftd.text world. And then we have ended the column. So as you can see in the output, we have hello and world in a column, like just below each other, and the row is supposed to be in horizontally aligned. So we have ftd.document as well. So if you want to write a document, so you can simply type in like the title of the document, the description, and you can give a OG image. So suppose if you are sharing something, so you can give a OG image to the to the title and the document itself, and you can end the document. And after that we have ftd.row. Again we have started the container and we have ended the container, the component exactly. And again hello world we have written over here in the text, and as you can see it is aligned in a row, and the space between them is around like 20. Then we have ftd.text. This is a simple attribute where that you can use to write the text, and you can also define the colors via our components and predefined templates. So as you can see, ftd.text, FastN example, so it should show the exact text in the output too. All right, so yeah, Now we can move on towards ftd.image. So ftd is our basic syntax, if just in case you missed it, to show and work around with the different elements and kernel components. So first you'll have to import the fastn.com/assets, and after that we have the image element. Once we have imported the assets, you can use it directly via the source, image source, and like put in the file directory over here, and you can see this is the particular image for that. And then we have image attributes for the same. So we have width. If we write the width and height, it should be in that particular area, and like the particular size of the image will be this particular pixel that you have defined for the image. And then after that we have attributes. Again, common attribute, text or attributes, container attributes, container root attributes that I have already explained to you. Okay, now we can simply move on to this is the front end that we wanted to, like, basic front end part. Now if you want to go towards like building a full stack app, so we provide API support, processors, request data, fetching data, and a lot more features. So suppose if you go to like in the documents, getting request data, so as you can see this example, so we have import FastN processors as PR, and then we have a string message, and then we are requesting the data. So in React or any other framework, we usually have get, push, this methods to get the data and then push the data back to the source. So similarly we have PR for that, where we can process the data and request the data in the same way, pr.request data, and processor is used for that. And you can also create a default value for a fallback. Alright, so if you want to fetch data from HTTP, so there are like two basic thing. So suppose I'll give you example for this. So suppose if you're going to use GitHub's API, right? So for that we have a URL. So suppose if you want to call API from GitHub, so you can simply paste in the API, and if you want to sort it, suppose if you want to sort it via stars or in the order of description, so you can simply sort it. And suppose the language is supposed to be Python, so suppose if we go to this particular repositories, and if you want to sort the repo via the stars, the description or the language. So suppose if I want to sort the repository that I want to learn FastN, right? So I can go to this, select my language as FastN, and then I can sort it via the stars, number of stars on the repository, and the description to it. So yeah, this is something that we have covered about, like calling API and fetching data using it. And we have other options as well, like you can use Postgres, SQLite, and reading JSON data directly. So yeah, that is it about full stack. Now we can come back to, now that we have understood all this data modeling, kernel components, built-in variables, built-in functions, creating right, now we'll be focusing towards installation of FastN. So the installation itself could be done by three ways. Either you can choose .exe file, binary file, using setup installer and using GitHub source. So I'll show you it right away on how to install FastN, and you can follow up with me, take the screenshot of the process, or simply watch the recording or ask help in the Discord server. So for that we have to simply go on fastn.com/install. When you go on this URL, you'll find that there are two options. Either if you want, like if you have the operating system as Mac OS or Linux, so you can simply go over here, and as you can see, if you scroll down, we have an installer script. So if you run this into your command or shell in Mac OS or Linux, then the FastN should be easily installed with one single line of command run. And on Windows we have a different method, that is like we can use it directly via install it directly via pre-built binary or .exe file. So when you come to the like install FastN on Windows page, you have to simply click on releases section and open this in a new tab, and after that scroll down, and you will find the FastN underscore setup.exe. Once you click it, it will install the setup file. Please make sure to follow along with me. And once the FastN underscore setup.exe file is there, you can simply click on it, and it will show some warning. You can click on more info and run anyway, and click on yes, and simply click next, I agree, and close. Now this your FastN installation in Windows is done. If you want to check whether the FastN is successfully installed or not, you can go to your command prompt, type, click on Windows icon and search for Windows, search for command prompt and click and type here FastN. Now this particular dialog box should appear, where it is showing the usage commands and everything. This ensures that your FastN is installed and you are ready to build your application. So first I'll recall the application, recall the steps again. You have to go on fastn.com/install, pick your OS, and after that go on the releases section, or if you are on Linux or Mac OS, you can directly install it via the script. Alright, and we are done with the installation. And now next, just a minute. Okay, so the installation is completed. Now we will be moving towards building a hello world application. So before that, I would like to scan this, I would like you to scan this QR, and Ayush, please put in the link for the template repository as well if someone wants to access it. So as you can see, we have, if we go to the template, I hope you have taken the screenshot or scanned the QR. So we have to go to GitHub repository. Okay, so we have to go to github.com/fastnstack/fastntemplate. So yeah, after going over here, you have this screen. Like first you have to sign into your GitHub, and after signing to your GitHub, you have to use this click on this green button, use this template. You have to follow along with me, and simply click here, create a new repository. So basically what you are doing is you are using a pre-made or pre-built template, and then you are going to edit that template for building a hello world application. So you can type in the repository name as hello world FastN as for now. So since we are going to okay, hello world. Okay, you can type in hello world FastN. Since my repository is already there with that name, I'll type in -1. For you it could be hello world FastN. So as you can see, the repository is now, I have my own personal repository over here, which is generated from the template that we used. And after that we have this, you have to simply click on the green button again. You have to copy this particular URL, that is you can simply clone it. As Nitya told, we have two ways. If you want, you can directly download the zip folder as well, or you can simply copy this URL in the HTTPS section and go to your command prompt. I'll simply switch to my desktop by using the cd command. So as you can see, I'm in my desktop, so I'll simply type here git clone and paste the URL. After pasting this URL, I'll have to click enter. So what it will do is it will clone the GitHub repository into my local system. Okay, so now it is completely completely cloned. As you can see over here, it is 100% done. So I'll simply change my folder to hello world, hello FastN. Okay, hello world FastN1, and I'll simply go code and press this dot, so it will open up my VS Code. So what I have done is basically I have opened my VS Code in a particular directory of hello FastN world, hello world FastN1. and over there we, as you can see, this is the folder structure of the pre-made template. So first, like without disturbing it, first let's try to run this template. What does it show, right? So if I write in the command in the terminal, let's open it via VS Code only. So if we run over here FastN serve and press enter, so my server is started at this particular URL. Once again you have to open a terminal and type in FastN serve. That should build your application and serve it, so you can see what is this document about. So my packages are being downloaded. Okay, all right, it's already open in my yeah, it's taking some time. My internet is a bit slow, I guess. Yeah, so as you can see, this is a basic FastN template of a documentation that you will get when you use the FastN template. But currently we have to learn like how to build a simple how to write hello world using FastN. So what you'll do is go to index.ftd file. This is a primary file that is going to show on your home page. You have to click Ctrl A and just delete this entire, like use backspace or delete and delete this entire content of the index.ftd file. And also similarly you have to go in the fastn.ftd file. These are like the fastn.ftd file is there are two primary files in this, index.ftd and fastn.ftd. so what fastn.ftd does is you can declare all the dependencies and packages within this fastn.ftd file. So I'll go over here, I'll remove everything till the second line. So what is going on over here, I'll explain it to you. So first we have imported the FastN by simply putting in dash dash import and FastN. Once we are done with that, we have to simply type in again fastn.package, and type in, you can name anything like the package that you want. You can publish this as well, your own package. So suppose I want to give it a name, you can give it your name, Nishant hello world. This is my package name. All right, and once you are done with that, you have to simply go again in your terminal and write in FastN serve. No, before that I forgot to add one thing. So go in the index.ftd file, just write in here ftd.text. So we have seen the text attribute in the documentation. So we'll simply type in 2 dash ftd space ftd.text. This should give us a text attribute, and now you can put the value in the text. So I want to write hello world. So this is very simple. You have to just add 3 lines of code. Like first is like hello world, ftd.text hello world, and in the fastn.ftd you have to import fastn and the package. You can name a package. So right over here I'll go into my terminal, right over there FastN serve. After FastN serve we have as you can see, if I go here, reload it, and you can successfully see we have hello world written over here. So you have successfully built your own hello world application, and now it's time to you can take a screenshot of this. If you have built this successfully and followed me throughout this, you can take a screenshot of this and post it in the Innerve SOC channel. Whoever is most active in this particular Discord channel, will be giving them swag by the end of this weekend. So make sure you are active over there in the server. And after that, from local, now it's time to deploy the application into a live production level. So for that, if you want to deploy this application, you have to again simply go over here in your terminal. As said by Nitya, you have to follow 3 sets of commands. First you have to add everything, like first git add dot, like this particular dot elements adds everything and every changes that you have made in the file. After that you have to commit all the you have to commit it via giving a message. So the message could be, let's say suppose updated updated FastN index file, or you can give any message like updated hello world or like hello world or something. Any the message could be up to you. And after that you have to simply push the code to the main origin. Yeah. So as you can see, my application is should be like my changes should be pushed to my GitHub repo. So as you can see, this was my repo. My last changes were around like 6 minutes ago, which were my initial commit. If I reload it, my changes should appear right away. Okay, so we have two changes as you can see just now. Updated FastN index file, updated FastN index file. All right. So as you can see, okay, before pushing I forgot to do one thing. We have sidebar.ftd file, so you have to delete it once. Yeah, we have the sidebar, so sidebar.ftd, you have to delete that file, and I'll simply do the whole process again. Add all the changes, commit it, and then simply push the changes to my GitHub repo. All right, so now I have again changed my code and push the changes. So as you can see, we have a dot over here, which means our application is there to it's building right now. So you have to simply go to settings right over here. You can see the button to deploy the application. We have already set of GitHub actions that you don't have to worry about. So you have to go to settings, go to pages, and simply create a simply select a branch, which is GH pages. And after selecting this, you can simply click on save. Again saying you can follow up with me. If you have any doubts, you can reach out to me or Ayush or any other member in the team and ask them to help you regarding this and the Discord server itself. So what I've done here is went to the pages, select my branch GH pages, and saved it. All right, so I'll this will take some time, but I can go to code, and as you can see, my application is built over here. There's a tick on this. So if you want to access the URL to your application, so again go to settings, go to pages. See, now we have a change. We have a component saying your site is live, and you can simply access it and click on right click and open the application in new page. So as you can see, we have successfully deployed the application, and we have a live project which says hello world in it. So you can share this URL with your friends, share it in the Discord server and wherever you want. So this was basic. Like now we have completed all the basic documentation. We have read about it. We have talked about kernel components, data modeling, variables, and a lot more things, and we have done the installation. And after this we have this deployment procedure, which was very easy to do so, and we did it within like a few minutes. So you can build your own application and write a hello world program like that. Now if I go again over here, so we have built the hello world application via this template repository. So hooray, you can share this in the Discord server to social platforms, write a thread about it on how easy it was. And now here it is here we have the FastN workshop repository. So what is it about? Like now that you have learned like a singular thing, which is like to write hello world. Now what if you want to learn something about like how can I write my own sections about websites, about if I want to write something in full stack. So how can I do that? Type like if I want to work around with the SQL or any other stuff. So we have this particular repository just for you, so you can learn fast, and it's the complete roadmap for that. So you can scan this QR. Ayush can also put this in the URL in the chat section, and I'll give you a brief overview of what this repository contains. So this is the particular repository, which is github.com/fastnstack/workshop. So if you go on this repository, we have lots and lots of sections. So we have website section, design, theme, HTTP, and SQL. So suppose if you want to create your own website, So we have a repository for that. So if I go in that repository, we have all the basic elements that you need to learn from scratch. So suppose hello world, which we have already built. Now what next? If you want to add your own code, a basic code element, if you want to add your own doc site, so you can follow this template of the workshop template, and you'll learn all the things. So if suppose if I go to let's say if you want to add your own doc site, right? So you can simply go to index.ftd file, and you can see over here we have already written all the comments that explains how to follow the process. Like as you can see, we have the comment to remove over here, which explains why this comment in particular is over there. Every basic stuff is over there to help you learn FastN, and it's basically a complete roadmap for you. So suppose if you are not into website, you want to work something around like design, styling and typography, so you can go to particular design section, and like we have theme. So if you want to change the theme, so you can directly do that. And we have section as well. So if you want to work around with the containers and components that I have shown in the documents, so these are the basic like mutable variables, lists and loops, record, component, container, this everything is over there to practice and learn from that. So if you want to make sure that you are going to contribute in the particular FastN track, so this workshop repository is just for you to learn all this basic stuff. All right, we are done with this as well, and I hope you have got me, like you have understood all the concepts till now. We have covered a lot of things, like basic what is FastN installation, and FastN workshop repository. I've told you about that. Now we have something very exciting for you. Now that you have got overview of FastN, we have the FastN Champions program just for you. So yeah, so in the FastN Champions, what is FastN Champions? Any guesses? You can write it in the chat. Yeah, so FastN Champions itself is a program just for folks like you who want to be who want to learn FastN, who are very enthusiastic about learning FastN. So we have some challenges for you. So first, like I have shared you the workshop repository, so you can practice via that, or we have this particular challenge. And what is this challenge about? Tell me about it, right? You must be asking. So this like you can master FastN language by simply completing 10 amazing coding tasks. So you can showcase your skills via blog post, video solution, and completing the coding task itself. And for that we'll be giving you rewards, swags, and expert discord rule and certification for the same as well. So I'll show you the FastN Champions website. So if you go to fastn.com/champions program, fastn.com/champion program, you will see all the details regarding this platform, this challenge. And as you can see, we have all the rewards listed over here. We have champion challenges. First challenge is simple. Just simply you have to create a button, then you have to create a login page UI. So there are set of challenges that you have to complete, and once you complete it, we'll reward you with lots and lots of stuff. So I'll tell you about the rewards. All right, so it's time to know the rewards and the perks of this particular FastN Champion challenge. So of course you will get badges and rules, shout out and endorsement via social platforms, certifications, FastN Champion NFT which would be custom made for you. And with that we have advanced training programs. Once you complete this champion program, we'll give you advanced training, like what else you can do with FastN and the advanced stuff. We'll also give you LinkedIn recommendation for this particular champion challenge, for job opportunities and much more. Like you will get career opportunities, and we have one special thing which is exclusive swags. So I want to see what are some like any guesses what this exclusive swags could be. I'd love to read the chat as well. Any exclusive swags? All right, so yeah, So the exclusive swag would be, of course, like it could be a earphone, a speaker, or a mechanical keyboard. So these are the three swags that we'll be giving to you. And we can also so suppose if you're not in need of this particular swag, right? Suppose if you need let's say a mouse, for now we can also provide you with that in a particular budget. So these are some exclusive swags that you can have for yourself once you complete the champions program, right? Now we have FastN ambassadors program. Now tell me about this as well. What is this new program? So yeah, so once you have completed the champions program, we have the ambassadors program, and this is for you folks who are interested in hosting and being a speaker at the event. So I'll tell you who is an ambassador. They are experts, right? They can help anyone. If anyone has any doubt, they can turn to for assistance. Actively promote fast and across community forum events, and even like you can take session in your college and university. And then we have you have the ability to conduct the workshops, hackathons, and sessions, which will have immense outcomes for your branding as well. Now what are the perks for the ambassador programs, right? So again, we have badges and roles, shout out and endorsement, certifications, custom NFT, and in real life ambassador upskilling. And we have event support if you need anything in the event, right? If you want to host an event yourself, so we'll provide you with everything, whether it's presentation, PPT, and all. Like we'll guide you through it, like how to say, how to speak, and everything. And we'll be giving sponsorships, and like we'll be doing giveaways for the same, and you will get major developer events as well. So yeah, these were all the perks, and I have covered Fast and Champions and Ambassador program and shared all the perks regarding that. And also, if you want to become a Fast and Champion, so you have to simply go in our Discord server. We operate all the time from there, and you have to go in a channel. If you scroll just down after joining the channel, our Discord server, you'll find future champions over there. You have to simply go over there and type in, like just over here we have some like we have Vaishali, so she has written hi. So you can also write, just simply write hello, and then we'll guide you through how to become a champion or an ambassador. You have to just get started from here. Type in a hello or hi message on the Discord server, and after that we have you can star us on GitHub as well. Ayush, if you can share the URL for this. You can scan this QR or take a SS for now. I'll put it in the full screen. So yeah, you can star us on GitHub. We'll be grateful, and you can learn more, like more and more upcoming stuff and updation in the FastN repo. Yeah, what's next? Yeah, so let's build together using FastN. If you want to attend any further event regarding FastN, so you can simply connect with us on all the social media platforms. For now, please join fastn.com/discord. We'll be providing you with all the details over there as well. Now after that, we have the as you can see, we have the Discord QR for that, and all the social links. So please make sure to follow us over all the platforms. Post your, like, tag us and tell about, write a thread and what you learned from this particular session. Thank you for listening. This is all from my side, and thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking us on that enlightening journey and for telling us all about Fastly. Now let's open the floor to questions from our audience. I
All
think
right.
Akanksha, they will join us. Yeah.
I see some questions. FastN merch shirt, stickers, or goodies. Yeah, that you will get, but you will have to be active for that in our social media platforms and on our Discord server. Do we have any questions regarding anything? I think think there were a lot of questions in the chat box, but Ayush has covered all of it, I guess.
Yes, I guess most of the doubts have been already answered. I
Yeah,
guess now we can wrap up this. Prisha, please go ahead.
perfect. Thank you so much, team.
What a wonderful session this was. I really want to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all three of you for generously sharing your time and insight with us today. Thank you, Nishant sir. Thank you, Akanksha. Thank you, Nitya ji. And thank you so much to our audience for being such a wonderful audience and for asking so many questions and showing us so much love. Uh, Thank you to everybody and hope to see you all soon. And our team has, I think by now, dropped the link for the registration. So please do join, and as soon as you register, you will be provided with the Discord link. So good luck to everybody participating, and hope to see you all soon. Bye.
Super cool. Bye bye.